All right. Welcome, blockchain generation. I'm a little bit down. Chose to come to you guys live in a spirit of mourning, you might say. No, for real. How about this? Oh, let's kick the pig. All right. We're not going to mess around. We're not going to be in mourning. We're not going to worry too much about what happened over the last 24 hours. You know, I entitled this, What Happened to Crypto? Everybody wants to know. Is crypto dead? Did we hit the top and now we're going to go to $5,000 again? And of course, I can't tell you for sure that we're not going to go to $5,000, but I can almost guarantee you that we're not going to go to $5,000. Can I say that there's a chance that we could go down a little bit more, maybe even hit into the 20s, maybe 29,000 or so? It's possible. It is. It's possible. Those of you that have not been around in crypto for any more than, let's say, 2 years, because really we've almost had a elongated cycle here, a bull run, you might say, over the last 18 to 24 months. So if this was when you got in, then this is your first time getting ready potentially to experience what I call just a pretty severe bull. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that we have everything streaming. Sorry about this, guys. We are still making sure that we have every duck in a row. Our lighting is getting closer, but it's not where we want it to be yet. And for some reason, I thought we were live on Instagram. Sorry about that, Instagram. If we're not live, then it's not streaming for me for some reason. So looks like maybe we are live. Looks like there's some people watching. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let's get back to the story. Some of you, again, are worrying. And I want to first say that here, as we kick the pig together here, each and every day, there's nothing to worry about. You might say, well, I've lost, X amount of dollars already in the last 24 hours, in fact. And I want to just help you understand that when we went through this in 2017 and Bitcoin ran up and it was an exuberant run all the way up to right at 20,000. Some exchanges hit 20,000. Some just were right under 20,000. We didn't think that anything could happen. I mean, we were so elated. I think the entire market was so elated that we felt like we were going to go to 100,000, that 20,000 was just the beginning. And then all of a sudden, just as some of you are experiencing for the first time, all of a sudden we dropped, and we dropped like a rock. And I can remember one of the big mistakes that I made. And again, this channel is meant for especially the beginners or those of you that are just getting into crypto during this bull run. There's other channels out there that I would advise you to subscribe to if you want, predictions and you want high-level TA and you want help, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. I'm just not going to go there. For one, I believe that it's next to impossible. I believe that markets in and of themselves, markets being markets, whether it's the stock market, whether it's the real estate market, whether it's the crypto market, even though crypto is highly volatile, there's no true way to predict. And everybody tries to put their own prediction on it. And that is not what we're going to do on this channel. I want to give you practical tools. So let me go back to when I was in 2017, the bull market was showing signs of ending, and it was showing signs rather quickly. What I did, and I don't want you to do, because I want to help you make money, I want to help you get ahead of the game in this market, and moving forward over the next 5 to 10 years, I think we have an opportunity that's unlike any other. If you've watched any of the other videos, especially the welcome video, I explain why we have called this channel Blockchain Generation. I believe that We are living in a new generation, and it's an exciting time. But here's some mistakes that I made that I don't want you to make over the next week, especially. If we continue to fall and we go from 37, let's see, where are we at right now? We are right, let's do it exact number right now on Bitcoin, that is. Right now, let's refresh the page. We are at 38,315, showing a 10.32%, now 38,193. Of course, things move fast, right? So if we continue to drop, say we've already hit into the 37s, but if we go into 37 and then we move to 35 and then we move to 33, some people think that 31 would be the new buy-in factor, or the new buy-in price if we want to go back in. But for this period of time, just trust me. Just stick to your guns. Don't do anything. Don't buy. I wouldn't say don't sell. It depends on where you're at, what kind of positions you have. I'm not going to do predictions on this channel. So I would need to have you comment to me, and I would be happy to help you decide what you should do. But if you are in a position where you have already lost a significant amount of money because of your late investment, you were late to the party, you might say, I would say just hold. Just hold. I know it's hard watching that money go down. I get it. I mean, we're watching it on the screen right now. I mean, you look on the screen and I'll leave that up there. It could go into the 37s at any second, right? And it's scary. But I promise you, one of the tools that I want to give you is that there is a time and place to sell and there is a time and place to buy. Right now, in my opinion, for most of you, especially if you're in, with some heavy losses, don't do either one. I don't want you to buy and I don't want you to sell. All right. You need to hold what you have right now. If it's at a severe loss, and severe would be, anywhere from 20 to 50% loss. If you are in that position, you need to mentally, you need to hold those. You need to hold tight on those positions. Tuck them away. I remember having to do this, tuck them away and let them sit there for now. Okay. What you need to start thinking about is you need some new money, but not for right now, not for probably even the next week, but you need some, what we call dry powder, right? You need some USDT or USD. If it's sitting in your regular bank account, that's fine. I would encourage you, if you have a little bit of money to spare, and this is not financial advice, by the way, but if you do and you're wanting to put some more in as we move lower, then I would go ahead and move that position from your US bank into, say, a Voyager or a Coinbase or crypto.com. Those are easy ways those are all app based on your phone. You can sign up and we'll go through some tutorials on how to do that. Maybe we'll do that today, actually, because that is a good first tool that you need. If you're not in the market at all, especially, you need to know how to get your USD, your actual money from what we have always used, from your bank turn it into a crypto. And we call it a stable coin. I might have you go into USDT or USDC. Probably either one of those is going to be really the same. It depends on what's easier for you. But I'll do another video. In fact, I'll try to do that after this live stream to get you introduced into how to move that money in. But I would encourage you, if you already know how to do that, go ahead and start moving some of that money that you have into your USDT or USDC, into a stable coin, and don't do anything with it. Let it sit there, okay? And we're going to watch the market, and if we do continue to move down, as we get into the 35, 34, 33, and then into possibly 31, possibly hit 29, then we're going to do what we call dollar cost averaging back in. And we'll go through a tutorial on that as well. What that means, essentially what that means is that you're going to buy or you're going to sell. You can dollar cost average up or you can dollar cost average down. All right. And we'll go through all of that. This is just kind of an immediate, oh, the sky is falling in video. And I want to keep you calm. That's what this video is about. But we're going to dollar cost average in at the levels that I've been mentioning. And we're just going to go, I call it trickle in, trickle out. That's dollar cost averaging. That's just a term that we pigs like to use, right? Because we kick pigs together, right? Some of you are asking, what is kick the pig means let's get it. Let's go. Let's get this done. Let's get moving. All right. So we're going to stick with that. We're going to use this pig like you've never seen before. So if you want to become a part of the pig army, we might even go there. Then we would ask you even right now to subscribe wherever you're watching. You can see on the screen, facebook.com. It's bchaingen. Find us there. If you're on YouTube and you're just watching it, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you can be a part of this journey with us. If you're on Twitter, Blockchain Generation, find us there. And again, on YouTube, if you're not watching there, it's Blockchain Generation as well. So you can find us everywhere. We're going to be streaming even on Twitch and other places, which we are right now. And if you're on Instagram, then you're probably already following me. I would really ask you on Instagram, because it's harder to really follow on Instagram and it's harder to even stream on Instagram for a variety of reasons when we're doing a setup like this. Go and follow one of those other locations, especially YouTube. That's what I would ask you to do. We have like 2 subscribers. We're new, guys. We're new. We're going to kick the pig together, right? So, but I need that to go up. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. And I'm doing this right now because I don't need money, to be honest. And I want to help you. I want to help you get from A to Z in this whole new world. So, all right, back to dollar cost averaging. That was a little promo. We're going to dollar cost average. We're going to trickle in and we're going to trickle out. So this time around, we're going to be trickling in. So as we hit those lower numbers, we're going to go live and we're going to talk through what should we do? Well, we should trickle in. We should buy back some positions, but just small positions. And then we're going to watch for the next 24 hours and we're going to either add to that position or we're going to hold. So as you move, you want a dollar cost average over a series of days, if not even weeks, possibly even months, so that as the market moves up or down, your positions in any given coin can go, hopefully, can go lower. All right. And you're not going to just throw all of your money in at one point in time. That was one of the mistakes I did. Let me go back to a few of my mistakes. In 2017, one of the things I did is I was elated. Everybody was elated. It hit 20. It started to fall. And I thought that once we got to 18, it was a buyback in point. I mean, 18,000? Are you kidding me? Kick the pig, bro. And let's buy back in, right? And so I started buying back in. I took all the money that I could, and we were making decent money. We weren't making great money, but we had a little bit of a surplus. Again, this is not financial advice, so you need to really, I always say, invest what you're willing to lose. Again, not financial advice, but I think that's a good rule of thumb. Watch, we're getting ready to go into 37. If you're watching on the screen, we're going to hit 37 even during this live stream. But that, again, it's beside the point. So what I did is I started to chase the market down in 2017. And what I mean by that is that as it dropped, I kept adding money. So if it went to 18 or then it went to 17.5 and I'm like, oh, 17.5, look, I mean, let's buy some more. So you put another $500 in. Well, I dollar cost average down at the wrong point, because you don't want a dollar cost average down from the high of, say, Bitcoin or any token, because what you're going to do is you're going to end up with a higher position. The dollar cost average is going to be way too high by the time that it hits its final lows in a bear market. So you've got to be careful as to when you execute these ins and outs. And so what I did is, it kept dropping. If you were around during that, if you weren't, what happened was it went from 18 and then 15 and then 14 and then 12, and everybody thought 10,000. I mean, it's got to be a really good, support at 10,000, which it was, and it held for a little bit, but it then broke 10,000. And at that point, I believe I kept buying. I bought more. And that's not what you want to do, guys. That is not the way that you're going to succeed in this volatile market. I promise you, it's not. By the time it hit 8,000, 7,000, I might have had a little bit of powder left, a few $100. And that was it. And then it kept going down. I believe we hit 3,800. Again, this channel is not about perfect numbers or all these, timelines and stuff, but we hit into the threes during the last heavy bear, and I had nothing left for months and months and months, and turned into almost a couple of years. I had nothing left. I talked to my wife and said, man, I put it in all at the wrong time, and we're way down. And when I say way down, we were hitting 90% down, 95% down in some tokens. Of course, some of them never came back. They, in a sense, went bankrupt or went to nothing. And those positions were completely gone. And so we sat for 12 months. And I can tell you that the best thing to do if you get yourself into that scenario is just don't even look at the market. Don't sell anything. That was the smartest thing I did. We'll come to that. Don't sell anything and don't look at anything. Okay, did you hear me? If you find yourself in a position where you have lost so much, you're so discouraged, and you don't have any more money to put in, if you find yourself there, you're watching this video, the best thing you can do is not sell because you're frustrated. Don't sell because you're discouraged. Now, if you need the money to live on, then I'm sorry, that's tough. I hope you don't get yourself into that situation, but hold. Just hold and turn your computer off. Don't go to CoinMarketCap. Don't look at your portfolios. Don't do your apps. Just turn it off. And every now and then, once a week, once a month, check in and see what the sentiment is. What's happening in the market. Look, 37,794. Whoa. We not only, and that happens a lot, we not only went below the 38, but once you hit that little support of 38, psychological even, you usually don't go to 37,999. You usually drop $300 to $400 immediately when we're talking Bitcoin. So there we are. We could go to 36. I mean, once the snowball happens, it can run. So not to be discouraging, but it's just the reality of it. So again, what I did, I feel like was the smartest thing I could have done. The dumbest thing would have been to sell everything and lose 90 to 95% of our investment. And I'm referring to a rather large amount. I'm not going to disclose, at least at this point, what those numbers are, what our numbers are. I'll decide at some other point if I want to do that. But we will say over $100,000, well over that. I will give you that. So we're talking a large loss. And if I would have sold, we would have walked away with, $12,000 or $18,000, something like that, at the lowest point. And that would have been the dumbest thing. That is not how you kick a pig, folks. That is the dumbest thing you could do. The smartest thing you could do, and I'm not smart, but I did it by default, is just, hey, you don't lose unless you sell. It's another term that you need to remember. You don't lose unless you sell. If you let it sit, you haven't lost yet. It's an unrealized loss. Okay? And I promise you, it will come back. So as we end out this video of trying to, I know it's been kind of a downer, but trying to encourage you in the right direction. It's not the end of the world. You lose a large amount of your portfolio, because if you believe in the blockchain generation, if you believe in blockchain technology, crypto, whatever you want to call it, and we've seen every cycle this has happened, it will come back and it will go back so much higher than what it did last time. And that's true in most markets. Again, real estate, you see that. Stock market, you see that. We have a bear market in the stock market, and then Apple hits all-time highs in the next bull run. It's just the way history repeats itself, and it's exponentially true in the crypto market. So the best thing you can do is hold, 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 hold. Don't sell if you're at an extreme loss, okay? And then as we hit those lower lows, we're going to dollar cost average back into some of those positions so that we bring our dollar cost average, our average cost, down. We come down, 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 so that by the time we are ready to hit another bull run, whenever that decides to happen, we'll have such a low position value. Our average cost in each of those positions will be so low because we have bought at the lowest parts of the market. And when we go back up, we'll go back higher than ever. Again, not financial advice, but it's just the way things usually go. And you will be in the profit exponentially, but you have to hold. You have to hold, okay? Couple of other things. I do want to say that in the bear market, I believe that's where we are. I hate to say it, I believe if not before today, we today in the last 24 hours, we are in a bear market. That is my firm belief. How long that will last, I don't know. We'll leave that to a lot of other channels. I don't really care. I just want to be positioned to know when and how to go back in and get back out. Okay, that's the key to all of this. It doesn't really matter when it happens. I mean, it does because you want to be watching it. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't matter the day or even hopefully the month. You've been smart enough to dollar cost average in and out along the way. So I want to encourage you to really keep that in your brain. Okay, let's look at the numbers again. I'm going to bring this to the forefront, and let's take this off. Sorry, we're blocking ourselves. You can see me a little bit. We're now at 37,608, and that's just not a good place to be. I think that might be, yep, that is our 24-hour low, folks. As we've been live streaming, we are hitting our 24-hour low. You can see here, again, let's keep this really legit as to what we have said our channel is going to be. And some of you might not even know what coin market cap is. So let's put a tool in your toolbox if you're at the very, very, very beginning stage. One of the tools you're going to want is coinmarketcap.com. Okay. And that's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. And if you scroll down just a little bit, you can see biggest gainers recently added. This is kind of fun. Look at that some other time. And then you can look at what it's going to show you immediately is it's going to show you the top 100. And that means by market cap right here, it's going to show you the top 100 coins or tokens, or in some ways, even at times companies, which again, we'll talk about what I mean by that, because it's not all cryptocurrency anymore. These are legit companies that are coming onto the scene, just like we saw in the internet days, that are tokenized and they're built on the blockchain. So for another day, but the overall market cap is here, right here in this, pretty obvious. You can sort according to any of these. So obviously Bitcoin is still by far our top leader when it comes to market cap, but Ethereum is, continues to close in on them. Some people believe that these will flip in, which just simply means they will flip positions. And you can see the third position right now is Tether, which is USDT. When I said USDT, that is also known as Tether. That is a stable coin. You can see what its price is, $1. The point of a stable coin, another little thing for your toolbox if you're brand new, the point of a stable coin is that it remains stable. It's tied to the US dollar. Now, a stable coin can also be tied to another currency. You can have a stable coin in China, you can have a stable coin in Germany tied to those currencies as well. But the point behind a stable coin is that it's backed by the same amount of real money, or sometimes real estate and other factors that keep it pegged at, in our case, $1. Now you might say, well, I've seen it where it's not $1. Yes, it can vary down to like 0.999, 0.995 even. So stable coins can give and take a tiny bit, but you want to stick in the main stable coins that really stick almost to right at $1 pretty much all the time. You can see number 5 is USD Coin, which is USDC. I referred to that earlier as well. And then there's probably some other, I'm getting a phone call here, but I'm going to ignore. Sorry, Matt. Matt's trying to call me. And then we've got another stable coin that I use a lot, Binance USD, which is BUSD. You can see that it's sticking right at $1 as well. It's interesting. I will say that they're all exactly at $1 because usually at least one or two of them are off of $1 a tiny bit, like micro to the positive or to the negative, which doesn't really factor in any instability whatsoever. But it's interesting. So much money you can see going back into stable coins right now that they're literally just holding their position at the $1 mark. You can look through these, and let me point out a few things. You know how to go to CoinMarketCap now if you're new. You know how to sort all these. You can sort across the top. If you want to build your own portfolio, which I like to do, all you do is star next to one of the tokens here. You can see where I'm Tether. I don't have starred because it's a stable coin. It's going to be $1. But I star the ones that I want to follow, and then you can hit watch list here and sort. It's usually what I do because this is all of my favorite coins that I have put stars next to. And then I can sort according to 24 hours. And let's start with the negatives. And surprisingly enough, our top loser in my portfolio is only 41%. Now, if you're new, again, you're going to say only 41%. Well, 41%, honestly, is not okay. We'll get to the questions here in 1 second. I'm seeing that we have a couple of questions coming across the screen. Unfortunately, the software that we're using, like I said, Instagram is tough because it doesn't send our questions onto our main screen. So I'll have to kind of follow these as we go. But let me finish what I was saying here real fast, and then we'll come to one of these questions. 41%, honestly, I hate to tell you, we see 41% losses all the time. Now, not in Bitcoin, we don't on a single day, but on a lot of these, what we call altcoins. Another little tidbit. Altcoins are referred to as anything other than the big boys. Let's just keep it at that. You know, Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, even Solana would probably still be considered an altcoin to most people. It's all the alternatives, which is pretty much every other coin other than let's say the top 5. And in all the altcoins, especially the cheaper ones, as they get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, the micro caps, you might say, 41, yeah, you can see that. Don't be surprised. Happens all the time. Don't want it to, but it just does. So follow through, you can see me scrolling through here. I mean, what's funny to me is that it kind of feels like a normal day when I'm looking at the altcoin world. Yes, we're having big losses and we're adding to big losses. So that's the bad part, is that these numbers don't necessarily mean everything because it's a 24-hour number. Then you've got the 7-day percentage. But if I go to and sort the other way to positives, you have a few positives. Again, these are micro macro alts you can see here. Let me get to one that would be in any way in the mainstream. Sologenic, we'll do Sologenic reviews at some point, but we're getting ready to have our Sologenic airdrop, and it's in process as we speak. So that's holding, which is great to see. It's 7.5% up. Love seeing that. It's not getting hit. But I want to give you one. Let's see what would be our biggest loser when it comes to what I would consider to be a mainstream coin. You can see none of these, none of these, none of these. Well, Wonderland isn't a mainstream coin, but wow, it's at 982. Wonderland was at 5,000 just feels like a few weeks back. Pretty crazy, you guys, but look how far down. I mean, we got to keep going. There are no mainstream coins, which is good because it starts at the higher loss percentages. Well, here's a mainstream coin most of you have probably heard of, Dogecoin. So that was the first one that I saw. And it's crazy we call that a mainstream coin, but it's got so much exposure. Look at its 24-hour volume, trading volume, 1.96 billion being traded. And that's US dollars, by the way, guys. It's US dollars. But it's down 8.84%. So you do expect some of these outliers to fall more. But then let's go real fast before we're done with this. Back to Bitcoin. But we see Bitcoin at, whoa, here we go, guys. It's fallen more. Oh, that one said, sometimes you have to refresh, by the way. Another little hint, because it can't keep up. And sometimes you'll think, oh, it's way up. Oh, no, refresh. It's still way down. And so we're at 37.6, not good. I saw a 37.5 flash up. Oh, here we go. Did you guys watch what just happened? We were at 36. I did not refresh the screen that I remember. So maybe you tell me if I did. We are now at 37. We're going to 36. So this is an interesting live stream. This is going to be an interesting one to rewatch. And if you've been with this whole live stream, I hope you've stuck with us because this is a good introductory. There was no plan on this one. I just wanted to kind of address what was happening. I didn't expect to drop almost $1,000 on Bitcoin while we were streaming, going to all-time lows once again, 37,069. It's not good. It's not good. It's good, though, for those of us that have been waiting for this to happen, because if you've got dry powder sitting on the side, money to invest, again, do not invest today. And that was one of the questions I'll answer in a second. To me, no, do not invest yet. Here we go. See that? 36,991. Usually it will go 36.7 almost immediately because it can't hold at that next level. It's going to be interesting. We'll come back to that. I'll leave it up here and bring myself in next to it again. Crazy. So the question was, and this was from Larson McDonald, would it be a good time to get into Bitcoin or ETH for the first time? Well, again, I think I've answered this, and I'm not at all putting you on the spot, but if you are rewatching this especially, my answer to that would be you think I would say absolutely it's time to get into this market. Like we're hitting 36,000. I mean, is it going to go any lower? My answer is if we're hitting 36,000, there's a great chance we're going to hit 31,000. And if we hit 31,000, there's actually a decent chance we're going to go to 29,000. So do you want to buy at even what sounds good at 36.9? When it hits 29, if it does, it's not going to look so good. You're going to wish you waited until 29. Now, we always say you can't ever hit the top. It's very rare. And you can't ever hit the bottom. It's very rare. But if you can buy within 10 to 15% of the top, or if you can sell within 10 to 15% of the top, and you can buy within 10 to 15% of the bottom, you're doing pretty good. I want to point out what just happened, guys. I just want to point it out. I'm going to bring it up again. 36. Remember when I said we don't usually stay at that 36.9 level for long? And there we go, 36,645. Ooh, this is an interesting live stream, you guys. I wasn't planning on going this long, but it's like the longer we go, maybe we should end the live stream, because maybe it, the word is out that the new blockchain generation live stream is happening, and we're going to just plummet. But it might be fun to watch. Again, I hate that we're losing money. Don't get me wrong. I hate that you're losing money. I have been very proactive in pulling out of this market over the last 3 to 4 months. And those are things that I want you to learn. I had to learn them the hard way. I had to learn them by a loss of 90 to 95% the last time around. I just don't want you to have to do that. I want you to kick the pig with me, okay? Yeah, I want you to kick the pig. Oink, oink. We're going to have to make like a pig sound. Oink, oink isn't the real sound, but I want you to succeed. And so I want to help you practically as much as I can. But I've been pulling out of this market. I've been dollar cost averaging out since we hit the high of 69,000 in Bitcoin. Was I a genius? No, because it could have kept going to 100,000. But it was the risk I was willing to take, because I knew that this time around, I didn't want to be stuck holding my bags at a great loss. I wanted to be stuck holding a big old freaking bag of USDT, so that when we hit the right numbers, I can start to dollar cost average back in. Okay, so to answer the question again, do I think you should go right now and buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of the big boys, or any even altcoin? My answer would be no. Not financial advice, but my answer to the question would be no. I don't think you should. I think we're in a bear market, and I think we're going to keep going lower. Now, could we rebound back up to 38 and you go, oh, and that happened to me, I think, as well the last time. Oh no, we're going back up again. Oh no. I should have bought it at 36. Now we're at 38. And now I should, and then I buy at 38. And then guess what? It's not going any higher than that. It goes from 38 back down to 27, just using random numbers. But you want to just hold your guns. It's hard. I know it's hard, but you got to just hold your guns. Okay. Couple of other things as we watch this. We're holding at 36.6, but as you've watched on the live stream, we could be at 35 in the next 3 minutes, right? And we'll see if that happens. One thing I want to mention, though, what we're finding right now is we're continuing to see a ton of interest in the world of DeFi and farming, and yes, NFTs and the metaverse, which in my mind kind of go together. I see NFTs becoming a part of the metaverse, and the metaverse becoming a part of NFTs. It's kind of they're not going to be synonymous. Don't get me wrong. They're two different technologies, two different things, but they're going to be just meshed together more than ever. And right now, those are holding. Even those tokens are holding. Let's go back to, let me bring this up again. And let's go, I want to show you one example. It's Victoria VR here. I own some Victoria VR. This is a metaverse. And it got some exciting potential behind it, which we'll review some other time. I don't want to go into that right now. But look at now, 13% down. That feels bad. But because I've been watching this and I've owned this since almost the beginning. Here's what's interesting about it. We're at a high in the last 24 hours of 52 cents, and we're at a low of 44 cents. I can tell you, I can show you here. You can click on this little 24-hour thing right here, and you can go to 1 month or 1 year. Let's just go to 1 month. Here's what I want to show you, and this proves the point. Yes, we're at a good low. I mean, it's getting hit like anything else is, but the high was only 61 cents in the month. So our percentage loss is still loss. And I always say it's all about percentages. It's not about real numbers. It's always about percentages. But you would think that some of these outliers that you would think are gonna, just get hit more than anything else. What we're finding, and this is one of them, we're finding it's actually holding its ground pretty good. Theoretically, Victoria VR would immediately go, down to 19 cents and lower once we are confirmed in a bear market with Bitcoin and Ethereum. But it's not. Now it could still, or we could see an interesting thing happen and we could see it not only hold, but continue to go up. I don't know. But just trying to prove a point that there's still activity and a lot of interest in these worlds of NFTs and of metaverses and of sorry, I'm losing my train of thought a little bit here, trying to look at too many things. But in the world of metaverse, NFT, and DeFi and farming and all these things, these are happening for the first time ever during what we've confirmed, what I confirm is now another bear market, depending upon how long it lasts. But we didn't have any of the bear markets of the past. We didn't have DeFi. Therefore, we didn't have farming, because those two go together, and we'll go into that some other time. We did not have NFTs, and we definitely didn't have much talk at all of the metaverse. Was it being worked on? Yes. And in fact, I take that back. Back in 2017, we did have Decentraland launching, and I owned quite a bit of their token, Mana, and it was still kind of in its very infant stages, but land was being sold for the first time. And even then, we had a frenzy in 2017. The land went through the roof, but then in the bear, just, everything plummeted. And Mana, the token, just got hit big time, because you don't know in a bear what's going to survive and what's going to come out on the other side. Well, Decentraland is one, and Sandbox is another that did make it, and they're thriving. And it'll be interesting to see, because those two did make it through a bear already. Will they get hit again in this bear, or will they actually into a solid enough point to start moving even up during this next bear? We don't know. The point is, this has never happened before, where we've had alternate alternatives. It's kind of you don't need to say both of those words, right? We haven't had alternatives in a bear market. It's just you hold your bags and you hope for the best and you wait it out. This time you hold your bags if you're at a loss, and you don't need to look at them very much. But you can also be taking a little bit of your dry powder, and you can be putting them into DeFi and earning a good interest rate, into farming and earning tokens out of those being given back to you. And if that's confusing you, I promise we'll tackle that. I've promised you already, and those will be a few of the first trainings that we go through. And we didn't have NFTs, so it will be something. Well, NFTs can get obliterated. Will Bored Apes go from one sold, or whichever one sold, for $1 million? Will it go to where those are only worth $800 or $900? I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't think so. Is it possible? Of course, it's possible. It's dependent upon the community and the attention around it and what people decide it's worth. That is the whole value of an NFT ultimately. And of course, it's usability and those types of things. But really, it's what society, what globally we agree its value is. So it'll be interesting to see, will NFTs actually go up, or will they get killed ridiculously? And I do think that, I will say this about NFTs. NFTs, 90% or higher during this bear market, will not only get obliterated, they will get killed to the point of no return. So you've got to trust me on this. We saw it last time around with coins that were coming out with ICOs. Everybody thought, get in. And that's the frenzy of NFTs right now. Get in. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a lot of rug pulls out there. If you don't know what that is, we'll talk about it later. And there's a lot of money being made. There's a lot of money being lost. But literally, people are, taking, a picture of this and putting it up as an NFT, which I could do in 10 seconds on OpenSea. And oddly enough, some people think, "Oh my goodness, there's only one of those, or there's only 5 of those," and they'll bid hundreds of dollars for it. And that's just ridiculous. That's not going to last. It's not sustainable. Some of the projects go up or they get minted, is called when it first comes out. And immediately after the mint is complete and it's sold out, it just plummets to almost nothing. We will see about 90% of NFTs go to nothing. Okay? Did you hear me? Trust me. We will see, not financial advice, but we will see about 90% of NFTs go to zero. So be careful with NFTs. What I say with NFTs is there is potential to make money if you know what you're doing and if you're watching it. And if you're careful, again, you're only investing what you're willing to lose. Because if you're in some good projects, there is enough demand right now where you can move up and make, say, a few $100s. But in those scenarios, that's when you have to also learn the same thing and you have to start pulling out so that you have real money that's really made, and not wait so long, be greedy, and hope it's going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. And then it plummets to nothing and you just wish you would have sold. Happens all the time. And DeFi and farming, I mentioned as well. Those are, I think, going to be solid opportunities to be able to continue to make at least some return on our dry powder, on our USDT, on the stable coins, as well as some other tokens if you believe in a project during a bear market. So I think those things are exciting, you guys. We've gone much longer on this video than what was planned, but it's been fun. Before we end though, let's go and see, just for fun. Let's go and see. We were at what, 36.6? 36.6? Is that right? Okay, so looks like we're holding right there, at least for now. We're at 36.707. You can see here though, our lowest was 36.6. And here we go to 36.9. So again, one thing before we leave, you could all of a sudden, you could be watching Bitcoin and go, "Oh no, we're at 36.6. Now we're at 36.9. It's going back up again." And I've already mentioned this. And then we're going to go to 37, and then we're going to go to 37.5. "Oh no, I know, I missed my opportunity." And you throw all your money in. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? It won't go well for you almost every time. Not financial advice, because there is no way to predict it. That's the point. If you're going to go in right now, let me say this. If you're going to go in at all right now, like the question asked earlier, then go in just a little bit, please. Go in just like 5% of what your dry powder is even worth right now. So if you're working with $100, go in with just $10. If you're working with $1,000, go in with $50, $70. Yeah, that's fine. You can start dollar cost averaging, but there's a chance it's going to keep going lower. But all you do is then, as it goes lower, you're going to keep buying in. I'm not buying in right now. I'm waiting. I've got a lot of dry powder on the side, and I'm going to wait. And ultimately, you can do whatever you think is best. But I've been through this before, and many of us have. And I think we're going to see at least some of the same things repeated that we saw last time. The question will be, will there be changes on the longevity of the bear because of all of attraction to crypto and the institutional investments in crypto that, again, we've seen for the first time during this last bull run? That remains to be seen, but we'll get to see it together. So as we end, we're at 36,987. Not a good number, but we're excited for what is ahead. The opportunities to deploy our dry powder into hopefully the 33 to even 29 to $27,000 territory of Bitcoin. And then altcoins will be at similar levels when it comes to percentages. And we'll start building back our portfolio up and be preparing over a long period of time, possibly, for the next bull run. So, hey, guys, thanks for sticking with me. I love you guys. I'm for you. I'm here to help you, and I want to do everything that I can to help you kick the pig with me. All right. Love you guys. Bye.